Hi, and welcome back to Extra, your weekly LGBTQIA plus news roundup in which I serve you all the tea so that you don't have to do the deep diving yourself. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. Because of the wealth of stuff that there is to talk about this week, I might make this a two-part video, in which case the first video will be politics, business, and science, and then the second video will be culture, sports, and of course, at the end, our awards section, as always. And because this week's video is going to be jam-packed, without further ado, let's get into it. The BBC's Doctor Who is celebrating its 60th anniversary, and for the occasion is doing a three-part special which brings back David Tennant in the role of the Doctor, as well as Catherine Tate as his former companion Donna Noble. Side note, I have never watched Doctor Who.
This is illegal.
So I don't know anything about it, but I'll do my best to summarize what's going on from what I've read about it. The character Donna now has a daughter, Rose, who viewers have been introduced to for the first time in this first out of 3 episodes for the anniversary special. And Rose is a transgender woman, and her gender identity and the fact that she is trans and how to have a conversation with gender diverse people about everything that transness entails has been very much at the core of this episode. So big snaps to the creators of Doctor Who, especially in the face of the more recent climate in which trans people have really become a target for a lot of hate.
Ew.
And I mean, the Doctor Who fandom is huge. Thousands upon thousands of people will have watched or be watching this anniversary special. And also, as a side note, David Tennant, who has been an outspoken LGBTQ+ ally for many, many years,
Daddy?
recently wore a TARDIS badge. TARDIS, the time travel phone box thing from Doctor Who. Forgive me, Doctor Who fans. He wore a pin of the TARDIS, which had the colours of the trans pride flag, so light blue, light pink, white, in the windows of the phone box. And as a result, lots of fans got in touch with him via Twitter, or X, to ask where he got them from. And the artist who makes these TARDIS pins has now made a whole line of different pride versions and has promised publicly that all proceeds from the sales that he's making now as a result of David Tennant wearing one on TV would go to an LGBTQ+ charity, and more than £18,000 have been raised as a result of this, which just goes to show what a huge impact such a small thing can make, just wearing a pride pin publicly. The impact is massive.
Yeah.
The Drag Race franchise has its first cis female winner in pandoranox, an Austrian drag artist, dancer, choreographer, and contortionist. I'm sorry, but can we just? pandoranox was a contestant on the first season of Drag Race Germany, which includes drag artists from Germany, Austria, and Switzerland.
She's European.
And she's also made Drag Race history in that she performed both drag queen and drag king looks on the show, which are rarely seen. She wasn't the first person to do it, but I think she was the second or third. Drag is an art form for all, which has no gender. Mic drop. A quick aside, I'm just realizing that this week's, or this past 2 weeks' culture segment is all good news. Isn't that nice? Ted Lasso, sex education, and Game of Thrones star Hannah Waddingham has her own Christmas special on Apple TV, which I haven't watched yet, but I am very excited to. I haven't quite gotten into the Christmas spirit completely yet. I'm kind of starting to tiptoe in. The reason I'm talking about it is because Hannah Waddingham is an outspoken LGBTQ ally, and her Christmas special heavily features queer people, including the London Gay Men's Choir, as well as the gay singing duo, the Fabulous Lounge Swingers. She made headlines recently with a passionate speech about her LGBTQ plus allyship in an interview about her Christmas special. I'm going to link the video of her talking about it down below so you can watch it if you haven't yet. It's really wonderful, and also she is wonderful. She's a brilliant actress. She's a powerhouse singer. She has had a big career in theatre, and yeah, all go watch. Also, yes, Apple TV for giving queer inclusion a platform. Roman Emperor Elagabalus. No. Roman Emperor Elagabalus, aka Marcus Aurelius Antoninus, is now believed to have been a transgender woman. A museum in North Hertfordshire here in England has decided to make the change and going forth only refer to the emperor with she/her pronouns and as a woman. Apparently, the emperor's gender has been a debate for decades. Neil Gaiman wrote a graphic novel about it in the 90s, apparently, because there are historic texts detailing how she wants to be referred to as lady, queen, mistress, wife, rather than the male counterparts to those words, and that she's apparently sought out medical treatment in order to get female genitalia in place of her male ones, and also that she regularly wore makeup and wigs and feminine clothing, all of which just shows that being trans isn't a new or modern thing at all. Not that this is news to our community, but the more this is going to happen in historical contexts, the more it is also going to be undeniable to kind of the general public that being trans isn't a new phenomenon.
Honestly.
To round off our culture segment, two very quick mentions. Nepalese human rights activist and transgender woman Rukhsana Kapali has been listed in the BBC's 100 Women list this year, which is just wonderful. Thank you, BBC, for your intersectional feminism. Kapali is currently a third-year law student who is actively involved in campaigning for queer rights in Nepal and has said that being recognised internationally for her work on platforms such as the BBC has helped her fight prejudice and hate in her own community, in her own country. So again, representation matters, giving diverse people a platform matters, and has real impact in real life. Hey, this is the halfway point of this video, and I'm just jumping in here to say that if you enjoy this content, give my video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and let's get back to the video. In the same vein, influencer Dylan Mulvaney, who is also a transgender woman, has made the Forbes 30 under 30 social media list, officially crowning her one of the most influential people on social media worldwide. And yeah, if you don't know Dylan, she does a 365 Days of Girlhood series on TikTok in which she talks about her process of transitioning and everything that entails medically, socially. It has become a kind of spokesperson for trans rights unintentionally. But yeah, she's just a sweetheart. If you don't know her, go watch some of her videos. You'll love them. And once again, we love the representation, the queer representation on a list that speaks about successful people. I mean, at its core, the Forbes 30 under 30 is a list that says, ooh, watch out for these people. They are making waves. Our sports segment, unfortunately, is not good news. The British Angling Trust has banned transgender women from competing in the female categories. Trans women are already banned from competing on an international level.
Extremely disappointing.
Now they're also banned from competing on a national level in Britain because 3 women on a team had a problem with being in the same competition as one transgender woman and refused to compete because of her, claiming that she has a physical advantage and upper body strength. We'll get to that whole physical advantage thing a little bit later on in a couple minutes, because the International Cricket Council has also banned trans women from competing, following many other sports bodies in sports such as swimming and cycling, who also have recently banned trans women from competing. A lot of these bodies have defended these decisions, saying that they are founded in science, which is interesting because a study conducted by the Canadian Centre for Ethics in Sports has actually shown that transgender women who are receiving hormonal treatment and suppressing their testosterone actually have no shown advantage over cisgender women in elite sports. And that actually other factors such as nutrition and training have a much bigger effect on your performance than the bone density and whatever muscle density, whatever other advantages people who have gone through a masculine puberty are believed to have. So actually their decisions are very much not founded in science because science has disproven them. And it's just pure discrimination, really. I always have to wonder, just putting together the statistics of how many trans women there are and how many people make it into elite sports, I don't think that the number would be big. People talk about this as though there's an epidemic of trans women trying to infiltrate women's sports. That was a lot, but it's the end of this video, and that means we have our awards segment. I will be serving you your Slay of the Week, as well as your of the Week. The Slay of the Week goes to the creators and writers of Doctor Who for lending their platform to gender diverse representation, for opening up the conversation about gender and about transness to the general public and people of all walks of life. Yes to Russell T Davies, yes to David Tennant, yes to everyone else involved on Doctor Who. Great work. Thank you.
Yeah.
And the ill of the week goes to Russian President Vladimir Putin and his government for so relentlessly targeting the LGBTQ+ community. Being queer in Russia hasn't been fun for a long time. I don't think you can be openly gay currently. I think you would go to prison for being gay, or be killed even for having gay sex. So what more is it? What more is it that you could possibly achieve? Surely you already have all the power. In an interview, Putin has said, I think he was asked about the legal process of some decision making, and his answer was something like, what process? My word is law.
No!
So gross. I don't even know what to say. The situation is grave, and I'm very sorry for all of our queer siblings in Russia. I don't imagine that they would even see my videos, but if anyone has made it out of Russia and is watching this from a different country, I am so sorry for what you've gone through and what I'm sure your friends and family are going through, and God, stay safe. And that, my dear friends, brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me again. Or if this was your first time watching, thank you so much for clicking on my video. If you like this content, please subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications so that you don't miss my next video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!